So one thing I wanted to do quickly today, since I still have about half a bottle left of CQuartz, I was wanting to put a coating on the wheels. They work really great. I've had them before, and I figured I could do a quick coating on the wheels today because I don't care too much about the gloss on the wheels. I'm really more about the hydrophobic qualities and the ease of cleaning them after you've coated them. So here are all the stuff that I have to prepare as far as the things. I didn't really need these because they lint way too much, but I have a used chamois here that I used with the 50% mix of water and isopropyl alcohol just to get as much of the contaminants as I could out of the wheels, obviously after cleaning them with degreaser and stuff. So I used this. I've already done that, so I'm not going to show you guys that. It's easy. A chamois. This is a used chamois. Again, I'm not that picky because these are just wheels, and these are got a lot of miles on them, and they're, you know, they are not anywhere near brand new. So protective gloves, got the CQuartz applicator, and little synthetic suede applicator cloth. Didn't need this for something else, and the chamois to wipe it off. So right now it's about 78 degrees and about 70% humidity. So I've already tested the flash time, and to do this you have to do a few test areas first because of flash time, and this stuff gets kind of tricky. I've done them on my paint before after a complete detail, and it gets tricky with the flashing and wiping it off. So practice first, but on the wheels I'm not too picky. I'm really more concerned about laying on a thick enough coat that will last me a while. I'm going to do the front faces first, and then if I have enough left I'll do the backside. Ideally I'd like to do the backside. So I know there's a lot of expert detailers online who will probably cringe at my method here, but again, these are not the most pristine set of wheels, so I'm really more concerned about getting the coating on and preserving the paint that's already there from brake dust or tire slag or whatever, the elements. So what I do is I usually put a dab and do the front lip first. Seems to be enough. Ooh, still got some dirt. I was rubbing up on the tire, which is no good. We'll see how that does. Let me see if I can find a better spot. Then put some on. Do the front side of the spokes. And this CQuartz stuff, it's not the easiest to put on. I mean, it's easy to put on, but it's tough to know when it flashes, when you're supposed to take it off. So you're just going to have to do some experimenting on your side. Like, I did this on my paint on black, and I basically had to do it twice because the first time I did it, it was a little bit colder, and I left the CQuartz on a little too long, so it ended up leaving too thick of a coating on the paint, and I started having like a rainbowing effect. So that was a bummer. And to take it off, you got to polish it off with the DA or some other buffer. So that took forever. That was like a 2-week process. Super bummed. It's my understanding that there are new ceramic coating stuff on the market now, like Kamikaze or other ones that are much easier to lay on. So as soon as I get done with this bottle, I've got to do a couple other cars I'll probably look into those myself. So what I noticed as far as my flash time, it's 75 degrees outside right now, and about 70% humidity. It's a little more humid here than normal, but I typically will do one, let this dry, then do that, then come back here and polish it out. So I don't know, that's probably like 3 or 4 minutes or something. But I have quite a bit left, so I should have enough to do the back. We'll see. So I just finished doing that as far as coating it. Now I'm going to buff it off. You can see I'm not really using a fancy rag, fancy microfiber towel. I've actually had this for a while, but once you use this to take off coating, you pretty much have to throw away your microfiber because it gets hard. And or if you just want to use it as a normal rag for like grease and stuff, it's okay, I'm sure. But to use it in any kind of polishing work, it's kind of a throwaway thing after you've used it to do what I'm doing now, which is rubbing the leftover coating after it's flashed and kind of dried. So again, I'm not an expert at this. I've done it a couple times, so I think I have learned through trial and error. The good thing about doing wheels is it has so many different surfaces, different angled surfaces, that as it reflects light, you can't really tell the imperfections from badly applied coating. But I'll do a video of when these things dry. I'm gonna let them dry probably through the weekend because I don't need to use the car until then, and I'll show you the hydrophobic qualities and how the water just rolls off of them. So looks like I'll have enough to do all 4 wheels inside and out, which is awesome. I'm not sure if I'm applying enough, but it's gonna have to do. I mean, to do this right, you should be doing it right when the wheels are new. I think it's the best time to do it. You don't have any weights on the wheels. You can do it. There's no contamination. There's no iron, all that stuff. So I think on the back, to maximize the thickness of the material, I'm debating not buffing it off, but I haven't really read much on what happens if you don't buff it off. But I feel like sometimes I take off too much and then you're kind of like negating your effort. So I guess I'll decide in about a minute. So I'm on my last wheel and I still have enough CQuartz left, which is cool. So just for estimation purposes, I used just under half a bottle of CQuartz for all 4 wheels. And what's funny is I'm sure some of you guys are cringing because I'm either applying this wrong or I'm applying it on dirty wheels, or I didn't clean the wheels enough, or whatever. I agree with all of you. I'm just at a point where I've done this on the paint on the car and the wheels are just doesn't show that much. I guess if you screw up, the wheels are a lot more forgiving, especially ones that are used and all kind of already somewhat beat up, like these. So if these were brand new, absolutely, I would be all over doing it kind of more diligently. I also can't wait till I finish my garage. Like being on your knees without a workbench out here in my driveway sucks. But we're painting the house, and there's a bunch of stuff in the garage that shouldn't be there since they belong inside. So what can you do? That's California living, where space is a absolute premium. So what I did was I let it sit. I did all 4 wheels, and then I went back, and now I'm going back to the first wheel, kind of buffing off the remaining CQuartz. It's definitely tackier, so I'm not sure if I might have done it too soon, or if it's too humid outside or something. I'm not sure. Pretty excited to see how the water beating or hydrophobic effects are going to be after. Because if it's as good as it is on the paint, then theoretically I won't have to do much wheel washing. And it's winter. Well, as far as winter goes in California, it's going to be rainy season, which has a lot of mud, at least at the very least. So I can't wait to drive the car in the wet, especially with these tires. These tires are badass. I love these tires in all conditions. Maybe not snow, but I've never taken my car into snow yet. Probably never. So I think that's it. If you're watching this video and you're wondering, it doesn't seem like I'm putting any on, and it doesn't seem like I'm taking any material off. Good observation. You're kind of right. Like I said earlier, this stuff isn't the easiest to use. I think the new stuff lays on a powdery kind of white layer when it dries, telling you it's ready to be taken off. But this stuff isn't ready. We'll find out once I let these cure and do a test wash.